Before you close your eyes tonight, before your breath slows and the world fades into the quiet, there is something sacred waiting for you. A conversation that is not routine, not religious obligation, not a whisper into empty space, but a moment that heaven leans in to hear. Too many people end their nights scrolling, complaining, thinking, regretting, or simply collapsing. But you're not meant to end your day like everyone else. You're meant to end it with the one who carried you through it. And if there is anything you must not do tonight, it is going to sleep without speaking to the Holy Spirit. Because your bed is more than cotton and fabric. It's a holy place. It's where bodies rest, but spirits reset. It's where battles conclude, where burdens melt, where the noise of the world is silenced, and the voice of God becomes clearer than your own thoughts. You may think the day is over, but in the spiritual realm, this is the real beginning. The moment your defenses fall, your mind softens, and your soul becomes open. This is when heaven can reach you in ways you couldn't receive while awake. But so many believers miss this. They let the day end with tension in their chest. They let anger stay overnight. They let wounds sit uncleaned. They carry frustrations under the blanket with them, like a fire they refuse to put out. They go to sleep, numb, overwhelmed, or spiritually disconnected, as if the Holy Spirit wasn't walking beside them through every hour they just lived. But listen closely. You were never meant to end the day alone, never meant to collapse under the weight of unprocessed emotions, never meant to carry spiritual dirt into tomorrow. You were meant to hand it all to Him, the helper, the comforter, the voice that has been whispering all day. Bring it to me. Tell me. Let me take it. So today, tonight, right now, there is something powerful you must speak to the Holy Spirit before your eyes shut. Something that will straighten your spirit, free your heart, and cleanse your soul. Something that will draw a line between you and the enemy who tries to plant thoughts in the night. Something that will determine whether you wake up heavy or holy. And the first thing you must say is simple, but it is everything. Holy Spirit, search my heart, and don't let me sleep dirty. Let's be honest. You can be physically tired but spiritually filthy. You can shower your body and leave your soul untouched. You can wipe off sweat and dust while leaving your spirit covered with the stains of the day. Your pillow can be clean while your heart is cluttered. And many believers do exactly that. They wash their face and ignore their soul. They remove makeup but leave bitterness. They silence their phone but not their guilt. They brush their teeth but not their thoughts. And they lie down thinking they are resting, when in reality, their spirit is contaminated, their peace is infected, and their dreams become polluted by unresolved battles. David understood this deeply. That's why he didn't pray, God, remove my enemies so I can sleep peacefully. No, he prayed, search me, O God. Know my heart. Test me. See if there is any offensive way in me. Because David knew the truth. What you don't confess before sleep will grow roots in the night. What you ignore will return stronger. What you refuse to face will follow you under the blanket and whisper to you in the dark. So ask yourself, are you going to bed clean or just going to bed tired? Did you get irritated today? Did someone's words stick in your heart longer than they should have? Did you judge someone silently? Did you ignore someone who needed kindness? Did you let fear guide your decisions? Did you let insecurity speak louder than faith? Did your thoughts wander into places your spirit shouldn't go? Did you say something sharp? Did you hold on to something that wasn't yours to carry? These things don't disappear because you're exhausted. They settle into your spirit. They become part of your dreams. They shape your mood tomorrow. That is why the first spiritual weapon at night is surrender. Not the dramatic kind, not falling on the floor, but a simple whisper. Holy Spirit, search me. When you pray that, you invite heaven's light to shine into places you've been avoiding. You give Him permission to uncover what you've buried, what you've justified, what you've dismissed with excuses like, it's fine, or it's nothing. Because the truth is, those small things, those attitudes, those thoughts, those unspoken resentments are the very things that steal your peace while you sleep. and the Holy Spirit doesn't expose them to shame you. He reveals them to free you, because he knows that sleep doesn't erase sin. It either buries it deeper or releases it. It either creates distance or draws you closer. It either becomes a doorway for attack or a doorway for healing. When you say, "Search my heart," you're telling him, "I want to sleep with clean hands and a clean soul." There is no peace like that peace. The peace of a soul rinsed clean. The peace of laying down without residue. The peace of knowing you've left nothing hidden. The peace of a heart fully open before God. And when you close your eyes after that, your sleep becomes holy. Not tangled with shame, not disturbed by chaos, not invaded by the enemy, but guarded, protected, watched over. So before you shift your pillow tonight, before you wrap the blanket around you, before your mind begins to drift, whisper it, mean it, feel it. Holy Spirit, search me. Don't let me sleep dirty. Clean me. Wash me. Reveal anything that's not like you. Take away the attitude I carried, the fear I fed, the lie I believed, the mistake I tried to ignore. Cleanse my thoughts, purify my heart, make my spirit light again. And when you say that, something powerful happens. The heaviness breaks, the residue lifts, the guilt dissolves, the shame bows down, the emotions that fought you all day lose their grip, and your room becomes a sanctuary where the Holy Spirit whispers back, "Rest now. You are clean. You are covered. You are mine." This is where the night truly begins, not with exhaustion, but with surrender. Before the night settles fully around you, before your thoughts quiet down into whispers, there is something else your soul needs, something most believers forget to say, yet heaven waits to hear it. You spoke the first truth, "Search my heart." But now comes something equally powerful, equally necessary, equally tender. It is the confession that humbles the proudest heart and strengthens the weakest one. The second thing you must say before you sleep is simple but sacred. Holy Spirit, thank you for not leaving me today. Because if you're honest with yourself, today wasn't perfect. There were moments you didn't act like the person you're trying to become. There were thoughts you wish you didn't think. There were reactions that weren't Christ-like, choices you regret, frustrations you tried to hide, emotions you didn't manage well. Maybe you ignored his gentle nudges. Maybe you rushed through the morning, through the afternoon, through conversations, through decisions, without pausing to ask him for help. Maybe you prayed quickly, half-heartedly. Maybe you didn't pray at all. Maybe you worshipped with your lips, but not your heart. Maybe you got caught in your own world and forgot he was right there in it with you. And yet, he stayed. That's the part we overlook. That's the truth we take for granted. The Holy Spirit doesn't abandon you when you're distracted. He doesn't walk away when you're overwhelmed. He doesn't distance himself when you fall short. He doesn't say, "Come back when you're more spiritual." No, he stays. Every hour, every breath, every moment, even the messy ones. Think about your day. Think about those moments when your patience ran thin. Think about the situation that irritated you. Think about the news that unsettled your heart. Think about the temptation that whispered to you. Think about the thought that pulled you off track. Think about the moment negativity tried to wrap itself around your mind like a chain. Think about the fears that resurfaced, the doubts that tried to speak louder than faith. In all of that, he remained right beside you. There were moments today when you could have broken down, but you didn't. Moments when you could have snapped, but somehow held on. Moments when discouragement tried to take over, but something inside you whispered, "Keep going." Moments when heaviness tried to sit on your chest, but peace pushed back just enough for you to breathe. That something was not luck, that peace wasn't coincidence, that strength wasn't your own. It was him. He was the calm in the chaos. He was the strength behind your smile. He was the whisper that reminded you to breathe when stress tightened your shoulders. He was the soft tug that kept your heart from sinking into darkness. He was the reason you didn't lose your mind, the reason you didn't fall apart, the reason you made it through the day even when it felt like you wouldn't. And that's why gratitude isn't optional tonight. It's vital. It's spiritual warfare. because nothing breaks the enemy's influence faster than a thankful soul. Gratitude shuts the door on depression. Gratitude silences the lies of, "You're alone, you're failing, you're not enough." Gratitude resets your spirit, aligns your heart, and opens your mind to the truth of God's presence. So tonight, don't just think it, say it out loud. Holy Spirit, thank you for not leaving me today, even when I didn't see you, even when I didn't acknowledge you, even when I didn't act like someone who deserved your nearness. Thank you for staying. Let your heart feel the weight of those words. Let your spirit bow to the truth that God's presence today wasn't earned, it was given, freely, lovingly, constantly. Maybe today you felt distant from God, but He wasn't distant from you. Maybe today you felt numb, but He didn't stop whispering. Maybe today you felt frustrated, distracted, overwhelmed, or unspiritual, but He was working quietly behind the scenes, holding things together that could have fallen apart. Do you realize how many invisible battles He fought for you today? How many accidents He prevented without you knowing? How many thoughts He redirected? How many temptations He blocked? How many words He kept you from saying? How many decisions He guided? How many storms He calmed before they reached you? You didn't notice all of it, but heaven did. And tonight, before you give sleep permission to take over, your spirit needs to return that acknowledgement. Gratitude is not just a polite thank you. It is a declaration of awareness. It is saying, I see you now, Holy Spirit. I see what you've done. I recognize who carried me. It shifts your whole atmosphere. It reminds your soul of its anchor. It lifts your mind out of worry. It breaks the illusion that you are walking alone, because the truth is, you didn't survive the day because you were strong. You survived because you were loved. You didn't endure because you were disciplined. You endured because you were carried. You didn't make it through the pressures, the conversations, the chaos, the uncertainties, because you're resilient. You made it because the Spirit stood by you when you felt like fading. So tonight, let gratitude become your covering. Let it wrap around your heart like a blanket. Let it cleanse your mind like cool water. Let it shift your spirit from heaviness into rest. Say it again, Holy Spirit, thank you for today. Thank you for being patient with me. Thank you for staying near, even when I drifted. Thank you for guiding me. Thank you for protecting me. Thank you for comforting me. Thank you for strengthening me. Thank you for not leaving me, not even once. And when you speak that, something powerful happens. Peace enters. The weight lifts. Anxiety loses oxygen. The knots in your chest loosen. The overstimulation of the day begins to dissolve, and your spirit leans softly into the presence that has been with you all along. Because gratitude is not a small thing. It is the doorway into rest. It is the signal to your mind that you are safe. It is the reminder to your heart that you were never abandoned. It is the whisper that unlocks peace and invites heaven closer. And when you go to sleep with gratitude on your lips, you don't just sleep, you sink into the arms of the one who never left your side. Tonight, let that truth settle deeper than your fear, deeper than your stress, deeper than your regrets. You are not going to sleep alone. You're going to sleep with the one who carried you through the day and will carry you into tomorrow. Let your final breath before rest be soaked in thankfulness, and when morning comes, you won't wake up with the weight of yesterday. You'll wake up with confidence, strength, and the awareness that the Spirit who stayed with you today has already gone ahead of you into the next. There is a moment every night right after the lights go off, right before sleep fully takes over, when the world becomes quiet enough for the deepest lies to whisper. It's the moment when distractions fade, the noise shuts down, and you are left alone with your thoughts. For many people, that is when insecurity rises. That is when shame resurfaces. That is when the enemy tries to slip in like a shadow, planting fear, confusion, and doubt in the soft places of your heart. That is when he tells you you're behind, you're failing, you're forgotten, you're not enough, you're wasting time, you're losing yourself, you're losing your purpose, because the devil knows something most believers don't. Nighttime is not silence. It's vulnerability. and vulnerability is the battlefield he loves most. That is why the third thing you must say to the Holy Spirit before you sleep is this: remind me who I am, even in my sleep, because identity is fragile when your mind is tired. Confidence weakens when your heart is overwhelmed. Clarity fades when you've spent the whole day being pulled in 100 directions. And when the world becomes quiet, the enemy tries to become loud. He tries to rewrite your identity in the dark. He tries to convince you that your feelings are facts. He tries to make you forget what God has already spoken over you. But your identity does not shut down when the lights go off. You don't stop being chosen because you feel lost. You don't stop being loved because you feel tired. You don't stop being called because you feel confused. You don't stop being God's child because you had a hard day. You are who He says you are, even when you don't feel like it. And that is why you must ask the Holy Spirit to guard your identity through the night, because your dreams can become battlegrounds too. Your sleep can become a place where lies grow if you don't protect it. How many times have you woken up feeling heavy for no reason? How many mornings have you felt discouraged and didn't know why? How many nights have you slept but did not rest? That's what happens when your spirit goes unguarded. So tonight, say it boldly. Say it with conviction. Say it like someone refusing to let darkness write their story. Holy Spirit, remind me who I am. Even when I sleep, remind me I'm chosen. Remind me I'm covered. Remind me I'm loved. Remind me I'm protected. Remind me I'm forgiven. Remind me I'm not who my fears say I am. Remind me I'm not who my mistakes say I am. Remind me I'm not who my insecurities say I am. Remind me I am who you declare me to be, sealed, called, set apart, anointed, and deeply known. Let that truth follow you into your dreams. Let it echo in your spirit even while your body rests. Let it hold your heart when your mind drifts into sleep. Because God does not stop speaking just because your eyes close. The Holy Spirit does not stop working just because your body lies still. Heaven does not stop watching just because night has fallen. You may think nothing spiritual is happening while you sleep, but everything spiritual is happening. Your dreams can be shaped, your heart can be strengthened, your mind can be renewed, your spirit can be aligned, your identity can be reinforced in the quiet, in the stillness, in the darkness. Ask Him to speak truth over you as you sleep. Ask Him to silence every voice that isn't from heaven. Ask Him to guard the gates of your mind. Ask Him to place angels around your bed, not as superstition but as divine assignment. Ask Him to cut off every lying whisper, every fear disguised as thought, every insecurity disguised as memory. Ask Him to drench your spirit in truth so deeply that no dream, no fear, no shadow can shake you by morning. Because when the Holy Spirit holds your identity, even your sleep becomes holy. Even your dreams become protected. Even your unconscious becomes a place of peace. Picture it, you lying down, eyes closing, but your spirit wide awake in God's truth. You drifting into sleep, but heaven declaring, you are mine. You breathing slowly, peacefully, while angels stand watch. You dreaming, but only what God allows. You waking up feeling refreshed, strengthened, aligned, not because the night was quiet, but because the Holy Spirit kept watch over you. You need this, more than you know, because the enemy will try every night to speak lies when you are too tired to defend yourself. Lies about your worth, lies about your past, lies about your purpose, lies about your future, lies about what people think of you, lies about what God thinks of you. And if you don't anchor yourself in truth before sleep, those lies slip in quietly like fog and wait for the morning to settle into your spirit. That is why you must pray, Holy Spirit, hold my identity tonight. Let no lie rewrite who I am. Guard my dreams, guard my thoughts, guard my heart. Let every truth you've spoken over me rise louder than every fear I've carried. Speak to my spirit, even when my mind rests. Remind me all night long, I am yours. When you pray that, something shifts. Peace settles into your bones. Confidence rises in your spirit. The heaviness of comparison leaves. The anxiety about tomorrow loosens its grip. The ache of regret softens, and your soul begins to breathe deeply, freely, safely, because identity is not just something you remind yourself of in the morning. It is something heaven reinforces for you at night. Let tonight be the night you stop letting darkness name you. Let tonight be the night you stop believing the voice of fear. Let tonight be the night you stop carrying old insecurities into new days. Let tonight be the night you ask the Holy Spirit to hold your identity so firmly that when you wake up, you rise with clarity. And when morning comes, listen carefully, you won't just wake up rested. You'll wake up restored. You'll wake up anchored. You'll wake up remembering who you truly are. Not the broken version, not the tired version, not the discouraged version, but the version God designed before the world was formed. The beloved one, the chosen one, the child of God, with heaven's fingerprint on their soul. Tonight, let the Holy Spirit whisper your true name while you sleep, before sleep finally takes over, before your breathing slows into that peaceful rhythm only the night can create. There is one more truth your spirit needs to speak, one more conversation that will shape not only your night but your tomorrow. You've asked the Holy Spirit to search your heart. You've thanked Him for staying. You've asked Him to guard your identity in the quiet, but there is something else, something most believers forget. Something that determines whether you sleep in fear or sleep in faith, and it is this. Holy Spirit, I trust you with tomorrow, because whether you admit it or not, tomorrow weighs on your chest. Tomorrow can feel like a shadow you cannot touch but can already feel looming. Tomorrow is full of unknowns, people you haven't met yet, problems you haven't faced yet, situations you haven't stepped into yet, and the enemy loves to use that uncertainty to poison your rest. He loves to whisper, "What if? What if something goes wrong? What if the news is bad? What if you fail? What if the thing you're afraid of finally happens? What if tomorrow hurts more than today?" Fear loves to rehearse a future God has not written, and when you lie in bed at night, tired, drained, and unguarded, fear sees its chance. It starts creeping in disguised as thinking, as planning, as being responsible, when really it is stealing your peace before you even reach the next sunrise. Some people don't lose sleep because they're tired, they lose sleep because they're trying to control a tomorrow they cannot see. But listen closely. The Holy Spirit sees tomorrow clearly. He is not limited by time. He exists in your today and your tomorrow at the same moment. While you're lying in bed wondering how things will unfold, He is already there, preparing provision, redirecting danger, softening hearts, aligning opportunities, blocking what isn't for you, opening what hell tried to close, and guiding you toward what God has destined for you. You don't have to know what tomorrow holds. You only need to know who already stands inside it. So tonight, before your thoughts drift into endless possibilities, speak it clearly. Holy Spirit, I trust you with tomorrow, not because you feel strong, but because He is. Not because you know what's coming, but because He already went ahead of you. Not because tomorrow is predictable, but because God is faithful. Trust is not pretending everything will be easy. Trust is handing over the future, even when you're afraid of it. Trust is placing the next sunrise in His hands while your body rests. Trust is admitting you cannot control everything and remembering you never had to. The Holy Spirit doesn't need you to figure tomorrow out. He only needs you to surrender it. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine this. Heaven is already arranging things for your good. There are blessings with your name on them that you don't know about yet. There are breakthroughs forming behind the scenes. There are answers being prepared. There are doors shifting into place. There are attacks being blocked. There are miracles moving closer to your timeline, and all of it is happening while you sleep. That is the mystery of trusting God. With tomorrow, He works the night shift. While your mind rests, His hands don't stop moving. While your body sleeps, heaven doesn't. While you surrender, He steps in. When you trust Him with tomorrow, fear loses its weapon. Anxiety loses its argument. Overthinking loses its control. Your spirit loosens. Your chest softens. Your mind quiets. And life suddenly feels lighter, not because the future became easy, but because you stopped trying to grip it so tightly. So tonight, whisper it from your soul. Holy Spirit, tomorrow is yours. The appointments, the challenges, the conversations, the surprises, the unexpected moments, I put all of it in your hands. I trust you more than I trust my own thoughts. Go before me, prepare the way, protect me from what I cannot see. Guide my steps, strengthen my heart, and give me peace tonight, because you're already in my tomorrow. Let those words cover you like a blanket. Let them settle your breathing. Let them soften your heart. Let them become your final act of worship before sleep. Because trust is powerful. Trust is holy. Trust is warfare. It pushes darkness out of the room. It pushes anxiety out of your mind. It pushes fear out of your spirit. And it invites heaven to stand guard around your bed. The truth is, your bed is more than a place to lie down. It's an altar, a place of surrender, of realignment, of spiritual resetting. What you say here matters. What you release here shapes your rest. What you hand over here determines the peace you carry into the next day. So let the Holy Spirit be the last one you speak to. Let His presence be the last thing your heart feels. Let His peace be the last thing your mind receives. Tonight, don't just fall asleep, fall into God. Fall into His comfort. Fall into His protection. Fall into His sovereignty. Fall into His unending faithfulness. Give Him everything. The worry, the heaviness, the questions, the weariness, the dreams, the fears, the unfinished battles, the unknown tomorrows. Place all of it in His hands, because those hands have never dropped you. They never will. And when you wake up tomorrow, something beautiful will happen. You won't rise in panic, you'll rise in peace. You won't wake up bracing yourself for the world, you'll wake up knowing heaven already went ahead of you. You won't carry yesterday's weight, you'll carry God's presence. You won't feel alone, you'll feel guided. You won't wake up guessing, you'll wake up grounded, because the God you trusted with your tomorrow has already conquered it. So tonight, as your eyes finally close and your body sinks into rest, let your last whisper be your strongest act of faith. Holy Spirit, I surrender the night. I surrender tomorrow. I am yours, fully, completely, and without fear. Sleep in that truth. Rest in that assurance. Let heaven guard your dreams. Let His peace wash over your spirit. Let your bed become holy ground. This is not just the end of your day. This is the beginning of your peace. And the Holy Spirit who watched over you today, who will watch over you tonight, and who already stands in your tomorrow, whispers back, "Rest now, beloved. I've got you."